All
All
right.
right. Let's go to
We're
the
going to start with
videotape.
speed and quickness.
Yep. Yeah. So those inertia wave bands, I love those, but when people use them, they don't get it. They don't get it. I'm
Oh,
like, dude, you
okay.
got to hear that. Woo, 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 woo. And on this day, you could keep talking and then just
Yeah.
rewind again. What I was doing on this day, I think I put it in the notes. I have a timer app,
Hmm.
um, and it'll come out of the speaker. So I'm cranking the metal, but I hear the timer on. So 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. I was training Katie on this day,
Okay.
and she worked through the first 30-second break. I said, Katie, don't do that. She goes, yeah, but I really didn't put any work in yet. I said, trust me, by the fifth revolution, you're going to wish you had that break back. And sure as shit, it's like, dude, I've done this before.
Hmm.
I know what the fuck I'm talking about. So, and I said, with this one here, track your meters, 30 seconds. How far are you going? And it's tough to train people if they're not listening to exactly what I say, because
Right.
comprehensive, systematic, and progressive. You want each one of those revolutions to go a little further. I know on that day I started with the ski erg. My first 30 seconds was 140 meters, then it was 145, then 150. I think my last one was 173.
Mm.
But you want that in the data bank, and you want those inertia wave bands to. You want to hear that whistle.
Yeah.
You
You
want to
got a lot of
hear that
people
shit.
using that thing, man.
Yep. Mhm.
A lot of
Yep.
athletes and whatnot.
Yep. Yep. But this was a good freaking speed and quickness day. I mean, those look easy as shit at only 30 seconds, but damn, bro.
Okay, say again what the basic philosophy behind speed and quickness.
So, uh, the basic philosophy behind speed and quickness, you have to also differentiate, right? Speed, one direction, quickness, multiple directions. But we want to work the upper body as well, upper and lower body. And we want these motions to be fast. We're not talking strength. We're not talking power. We're talking repetitive motion, as hard as you can go for those 30 seconds. But taking that, because this is sort of like a Tabata here, but instead of 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, we were doing 30s,
Mm.
30 seconds. So, and a lot of revolutions. So those 30-second breaks, man, take them up front, because you're going to need them at the end. You're going to need that reserve.
So what is the translation to real life scenarios for speed and quickness? What are some of the things that you envision?
Well, uh, sprinting 100 freaking
Sure.
100 meters, right? Sprinting 100 meters, getting in a ballistic micro fight with somebody.
So is that so it's
Because
just so you don't run out of breath quickly, or
right, yep, yeah, you don't want to get winded. So lung capacity, heart rate, controlling your heart rate too. This is the big one with 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. Is the more you do it, the faster you recover.
right.
You want to monitor your ability to recover from strenuous activity. Excuse me.
Okay, so but this gets you used to, because the average person, if they suddenly are in a dangerous situation or a fight or that sort of thing, they're having to do repetitive something really, really quickly to either evade or attack, and they haven't done that. They're not, their mind
Right.
muscle connection, mind body connection is not tuned into that.
Mhm.
So this is what that's
Right.
about.
It's not tuned in. They don't know. They have no concept of like metabolic threshold, for instance. How long can you go full freaking out? Here's a funny thing. How long can a human being, can I go full out 100%, full out, like in an exercise, full out 100%? How long? When I ask an average person, like, let's see if somebody chimes in here. Oh, we've done this one. There's already a cheat sheet because
Right.
we've talked about it before. When I talk to a freaking athlete, like a boxer or an
Mhm.
MMA fighter, they say the same thing I do. It's like 30 to 40 seconds, something
Man.
like that. I'm talking 100%. Your average Joe who doesn't know anything, he's going to go, I don't know, a minute and a half. It's like, nah, trust me.
Mm.
You're going to go 15 seconds at 100%. 15 and you're done.
Yeah, so this would be a struggle for somebody who just goes to Bally's and Gold's
Right.
Gym and just
Mhm.
Planet Fitness and just does leg press.
Yep. Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So training for life.
Training for life, man. Life saving, ass kicking.
There you go. And there you are hitting the bag. So once again, it is fight centric.
Right centric. Hmm.
So
Yeah.
transverse plane, we saw with the skierg. Of course, the battle ropes. I've never quite understood the battle rope, which is the inertia wave in this case, but you're using them
Hmm.
like someone would use a battle rope.
Yeah.
Is that just a winding thing? What's the
Yeah, you
physical?
get so with that when you see that inertia wave, when you see me front on, everything is activated. So legs, abs, shoulders, biceps in that one there too. So you're really building that muscular endurance too. And I mean that right there that's a hard for it doesn't look like anything. But I'm full extension on those things. I pulled them way back, to where there's no slack in them. They're straight. There's no slack in those things whatsoever. And then you just start whipping the hell out of them as soon as that timer dings for your 30 seconds. And at 30 seconds, you're ready to stop. If you went 100%, you're like, oh my God,
Mm-hmm.
this sucks bad,
Good.
real bad. Even those sissy squats, those sucked. 30
Yeah.
seconds on and off with those.
Those are definitely that's some sissy stuff.
Yep.
All right, let's go to Power Day.
Mm,
Pat Mack describing
power.
his recent Power Day.
PowerPoint. All right, so this is what I invented that day, and I did. You'll see. I filmed this from many angles. So remember, power, rate of force production, right? How much, how fast. So what I'm doing here too is triphasic movement in this, which means I'm fast on the concentric, hold isometric, slow eccentric. So triphasic movement.
Mm-hmm.
This one here is a modified lunge with that's a 50-pound kettlebell ish, 50. Not a lot to explain in that one, but the punches, straight punches, and I was doing these for counts, not for time.
Right.
I was doing them for count one, two, three, or boom, one, boom, two, boom, three, boom, four, boom, five. And I was doing like 20 or something like that in the revolution. So even those punches, it wasn't about technique. I was waiting for some, uh, dude in
Expert.
his freaking basement who lives with his mom
Mm-hmm.
critique my punching on that. That was all about power.
Yeah.
Just throwing heavy one and twos, straight punches and bunches. Boom, 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 boom. But this one here was good, man. That rotational one,
Mm-hmm.
that one, I loved it. That is a keeper all day long. But those right there, that's just straight power. Notice the hip rotation, right?
Right.
Hips, 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 hips. Straight punches, fists come back to the face each time. Boom, boom.
When you're doing these type of things, whether hitting the aqua bag or bob or whatever,
Mhm.
it's not about boxing technique per se. It's not that the
Right.
absence of technique is just that you're not concerned. You're not training for a fight. It's
Yep.
for power, for speed and quickness, for whatever strength, whatever it may be. It's
The other
just
thing is too, when it comes to any of the fight stuff I do, I'm not going to disclose my go-to moves or techniques.
right.
I'm not going to disclose that shit. Like if somebody sees me throwing or doing moves that they could size up situations and say, oh well shit, I could fuck Pat Mack up because he doesn't work on any of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I work on shit and I don't need to disclose all the weapons at my disposal to everybody in the viewing public. You know what I mean?
Dude, why do you
But
have so
when
many
I
enemies?
train any kind of fight stuff, a lot of what I do is like fighting within the confines of a phone booth.
Right.
I'm not training for the octagon or a boxing match. I'm training to fuck somebody up.
Right.
Punches and bunches, a lot of sharp uppercuts and hooks, a lot of knees, clinch to knees, a lot of straight kicks, those kind of things. But
Okay, then,
just
then let me
ballistic.
ask you. Then
I'm training for ballistic microfight.
let me ask you a serious question. Then,
Oh shit.
thinking in the aggregate, okay, of all the people who have made a comment about how you're not guarding your chin or all the critiques of your punches, do you think you could beat the shit out of those people?
Yeah. You know, the guys who will compliment me though are the professional MMA guys.
Right. Yeah.
Yep. But all the critiquers, yeah, I'll fuck them up. Yeah.
That's the funniest part. All right.
Yeah.
Let's go to Strength Day with Pat
All
Mack
right.
as he describes his recent Strength Day workout.
All right. So yeah, I did this one too with when I was training the gal that I'm training. I'm not sure the name of this one, that first one, but,
Mhm.
it's a very good, for shoulder mobility. I started that one with 20 pounds and then worked up to 55. I didn't feel the need to go heavier because I wanted to circumnavigate the head, on
Right.
that one. Circumnavigate the head all the way around, all the way back. Let me see, what was the second one here? Hold on, stand by. But I saw that Larry Bavin, replicated this one,
Right.
with a plate. But man, there's so much activating on something like that right there. See, it's the boring shit that really freaking works. Stuff like Turkish get-ups or farmers carries, pull-ups, you have to do pull-ups. And if you can't do pull-ups with a band. Reduce the amount of
Right.
resistance. Just do pull-ups with a band. I mean, I went when I was at the height of my disease, I couldn't do a pull up for more than a year. It would, I couldn't even hang from a bar. So now that I could do pull ups again, I mean, it still takes me a while to warm up with them, but I could do 20 dead hang pull ups, man. And I'm 59 freaking years old.
Dude,
But yeah, right. Yep. I might be able to do more now
so
than
do you do
20
so what
dead
about
hang.
the chin up?
Yeah, chin ups are great too. I am not adverse to chin ups. Chin ups, you're activating more bicep
Right.
and different delts. Chin ups are great. So you got to throw the chin ups in as well. But
Well,
pull ups, if you can't
your
do them,
delts and your
do it with a
biceps
band.
are kind of weak, so
Right.
maybe do more of
They are.
those. And it's
Right.
just
Yep.
it's from a friend, so it's in
This
love.
is just your personal professional opinion.
My professional
Gotcha, bro.
mental motivation opinion,
Yep. Yep. Yep.
which is
Gotcha.
thoroughly informed.
Yeah. Do them with a band. Reduce the amount of resistance and do them with a band because there's life saving with a pull up there. Got to do pull ups.
All
Love
right.
me some pull ups. What was this next one? Oh, this one I was replicating a dip. So those are the green bands. So those of you who know green bands know, you see
Yeah.
how low I am in the profile there too.
Hmm.
So I don't have a dip bar. But with dips, you're activating triceps, deltoids, and pecs
Yeah.
predominantly. That's what you're activating. So I was in, and oh, with the strength on this one here, equal portions, eccentric, concentric, isometric, like 2 seconds each, something like that, or
Right.
whatever. Just you have to own the weight all the way through. So, it's like a 1,000, 2,000 all the way down, hold 1,000, 2,000 up. And then to add resistance with each one, just lower your body profile a little bit.
Yeah. So do you now? So do you change that cadence um,
With power,
on
yes.
on hypertrophy as opposed to
Hypertrophy,
strength?
I'll do the same, but I'll reduce the resistance. It'll be a lot lighter because I want to do 20 repetitions. 20. There's no way you're going to do 20 equal portions, eccentric, concentric, isometric with those green bands.
Okay. So on the
Challenge.
hypertrophy, also you want to be have more opportunity to work the individual muscle.
Right.
So it's
Because
better to have
when it comes to hypertrophy or muscular development, all your muscles understand is apply tension. That's all they know. So you want to keep that tension going, until you get. I like to say until you get dry heaves,
well,
or
the type 1, type 2 muscle
yep,
fiber. So you have
fiber.
some bodybuilders who will be very explosive or fast on the up just because
Right,
they feel like it whichever one is the
and they'll negative it down.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm. Yep.
So I don't know whether you changed your cadence necessarily or you kept it the same even in
With
hypertrophy.
these, with when it comes to hypertrophy, I just keep the same cadence. I'm in the Gittleson school uh, training. So that's what my strength coach told me to do. So I've just kept it like that.
Yeah.
I see no reason to change it because I'm not a bodybuilder, you know? That I don't have the time for it. I mean, that requires time, bro,
Yeah.
and a different level of dedication and discipline.
Well, you should probably listen to younger people like me.
Yep. Younger.
Younger. A year younger.
Yep. Yeah, you're
All right.
younger.
And then let's see, after this one was the,
Bro, these type oh, man, that is tough. So not only are lunges tough notice the front leg to right there. Stop it
mhm,
if you can. Boom. So what we want to make sure that we avoid is breaking the 90-degree. So notice how foot and lower leg, it's at 90.
yeah,
I'm not breaking that 90 because if you break the 90 and your knee comes over your toe, there's a lot of stress on that patella tendon. A
yeah,
lot. This right here, you're doing healthy work. And with that rear leg elevated like that, man, the pull you get in your hips and your quadricep, phenomenal. Plus, there's a balance element here.
yeah.
It's not easy to do that because there's a balancing element to it. So they're harder than a regular lunge, but they require more exertion and they're healthier for you.
Do you like the,
And you don't need a lot of weight for these.
yeah, do you like the CMBs better than a kettlebell?
Well, there's a time and a place for a kettlebell, and I love a kettlebell, but I can't throw my kettlebell. It's just gonna sit there. With the CMBs, I can throw them up a hill and they roll back down to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
Yep, I could throw those things because man, I want to throw every once in a while.
All right. So speaking of
Hmm.
hypertrophy, Mac is going to take us through his recent hypertrophy workout
Oh, dude. So this was today. Huh.
today.
Yep, today. So I challenge you just hold on. I challenge anybody to try to replicate this stuff who says this is easy because this is easy if you're going to do 5 reps or so.
Mm-hmm.
But what you want here are 20 reps. 20, bro.
All right.
So you want to be slow and controlled with these. Slow and controlled. 2,000, 1,000, 1,000, 2,000, 1,000, 2,000, 1,000, 2,000. You want that full range of motion and you want to work in the complete muscle spectrum range.
All right.
Equal portions, eccentric, concentric, isometric. And these are 20 rep sets. 20 rep sets. So that one I had to add that blooper in
Mm-hmm.
with that band snapped up. Ow! Right in the wiener, bro. I put in the notes in IG. I ended up with some swelling. My wiener looked like a baby's arm holding an apple. I was like, damn. But so like pull-ups, you got to use a band if you're gonna do 20 reps with 2 seconds up, two
Yeah, we'll go
seconds
back to
hold,
that.
2 seconds. You got to use that band. Got to. You're not going to be able to do 20,
Mm-mm.
that slow. So yeah, pull-ups are the shit, man. And then people might say, "Hey, I thought you said," because I'm waiting for this comment, that concentration, or you said don't do curls, blah blah blah. They're only for these people. This is not a concentration curl. It's a completely different animal. So I got some rotation there. You're working forearms, you're working biceps, you're working deltoids, you're working pecs with these things. Yeah. And they're pretty lightweight because you got to do freaking 20 of those things. Mhm.
Okay, I'm about this thing right here.
Yeah, that thing is that I threw that in on top of the other leg and pull. Bro, I got to do more of these because I recognize I saw a void. Now that I've got my flexibility back, I'm going to start doing a lot more of these split leg lunges like that, a lot more of them because the benefits, functional flexibility, you're hitting portions that you would not necessarily hit. You're not going to hit these muscle groups on like just a squat, for
All right.
example, or even a straight lunge. So if you've got the flexibility for them, your knees aren't bad. Because see, I am breaking the 90 right there with the knee.
Right.
I'm breaking the 90. But these are unweighted. There's no extra resistance.
Right. Right.
But I'm going to start adding a lot more of these in.
And
This is
then
going to be a thing now.
kind of like a cable crossover thing.
Yep. Yep. That's like cable crossover right there. Yep. Yep. That's all. That's all it
And those are
is.
the red bands, right?
Those are the red bands. I started doing with the blacks, and I got to like 10, and I quickly switched to the reds to finish off. I was like, all right, shit. I thought, well, damn, I could do it with the black bands, but apparently not. And I'm pretty strong right there in that, you know.
Right.
I'm not lacking strength there. I mean, I'm pretty strong there, but it's not about, this is not strength training day. It's all about applied tension. You got to keep the tension on, keep the tension on, keep the tension on, keep the tension on. Work on that right there too. That functional flexibility, deep squats, all the way up, all the way down, ass to the ground. Yep. Get that booty down there, bro. Yep.
Good.
Whew.
And then hit yourself in the nads.
Yeah, right in the freaking wiener. Luckily, it wasn't in the nads. It was right in the wiener.
All right. Very good. Very good. Thank you for that, Mac.
Absolutely.
We'll jump back to the questions real quick.